Hello and welcome to the February 2023 Real Estate Market Report for Area 105, that's Hants County East. My name is Andrew Keddy and I'll be your presenter today. I'm a realtor with Royal LePage in Truro, and you might be wondering, why should I listen to this guy? Well, not to brag, but I am in the top 5% of Royal LePage realtors nationwide, and I tell you that to help you appreciate that, have a pretty good sense of where the real estate market is in our area. Now, you might also be wondering, this guy's from Truro Real Estate. Does Truro cover all parts of the province? Well, technically, we're licensed to cover any part of Nova Scotia, but we do cover most of central and northern Nova Scotia. So when you think real estate and you think Truro Real Estate, don't just think Truro. Think all the surrounding communities down into Hants County as well. Now, Area 105 is actually quite a large area. You can see there it encompasses right around Highway 102, starting around Milford, and it goes down to around the Lantz, Elmsdale area, down near the airport, and it goes all the way up to the Noel area along the North Shore, and then it cuts over across Highway 101, and on the far left there, you'd be getting down towards Windsor. So it doesn't cover all the way to Windsor, but it's quite a large area. So when we say Area 105, this is the area that we're talking about, and this is as determined by the Nova Scotia Association of Realtors, NSAR. So in this presentation, we're going to go through a few very important metrics that we think are important for buyers or sellers to understand, to help make sure that they are more educated when buying or selling in the current real estate market. So the two big ones we're going to talk about are days on market until sale and average sale price. Now, when you look at January 2023, we were sitting at 65 days on market for an average, which was up about 41.3% over January 2022. So that's quite an increase. Interestingly enough, if you look down at the very bottom, months of supply of inventory, you see that number that says 0.7 from January 2022, increasing to 2.3. So what that means is that's the level of properties that are available on the market relative to demand. So when we're at 0.7, that is incredibly low. It means there's way more buyers than there are property. There's a huge imbalance, and that was driving likely a large portion of those bidding wars that we heard about early last year. Now, demand has softened overall, or I should say more so, it's evened out. And now it's a little over 3 times higher. So that means we have a little over 3 times the inventory relative to buyers that we had last year. Okay. So when you look at how this looks on a chart and you compare it to the overall trend for an area, because any one month doesn't necessarily tell us the whole story, we can see we've had an average increase in the number of days on market. And that's been happening for the last couple of months. And it went up from a record low early in 2022. So you actually can see these numbers, and we'll see if the trend continues in the coming months, but you can see they're actually inching up closer and closer to where things were back around 2018, 2019. So we're actually seeing average times on market getting closer and closer to pre-pandemic levels, which I think is surprising to some people because the market had been so redonkulous. Now, you might be thinking, okay, well, if demand is softening, if average time on market is increasing, that must mean that prices are going in the toilet, right? No, wrong. So what's interesting about this is when you look at the average sales price, look at the jump. So it was an average sale price of $408,710 in January 2022, up 23.8% to $505,843 on average in January of 2023. So even though we're seeing a more, a trend towards a more balanced market between inventory and buyers, we're still seeing high prices. And there's various theories on why this is the case. However, one of the big ones, I think, is just that in general, people are getting more and more comfortable and used to these higher prices. And so there's a lot of folks out there who feel that these are likely going to stick around. And I think after a few years of people getting used to paying these high prices, will we see people wanting to sell for a huge drop? Likely not anytime soon. So when we take a look at the overall, trend, huge jump, right? We actually saw, a record average price in January of this year. So average sale price spiked significantly following a big drop off at the end of the year. I mean, we usually see a seasonal drop off at the end of the year anyway, but then it recovered hugely in January, setting a new average record in the process, well above the average trend. So are we going to continue to see these high prices going even higher? Only time will tell, but there's certainly evidence there that that prices are still, coming up. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that was a good overview. Still got lots of questions. Reach out to our team. We have a fantastic group of agents at Royal LePage Truro Real Estate, and we, like I said, we service central and northern Nova Scotia, Elmsdale, Lantz, Enfield, all the way up, to the North Shore, and outside of this area and outside of the scope of this presentation, we're doing all across northern Nova Scotia. So you can give us a call here at the office, 902-895-6361, and I'd be happy to speak with you, or one of our team would, or you can visit our website at trurohomes.ca. If you want to reach out to me directly, check me out at andrewkeddy.com, and I'd be happy to set you up with a real estate review where we can talk about your goals in real estate and how I can help you achieve them. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I wish you much success in real estate.